Welcome. We're now going to begin talking about transition matrix setup. So transition matrices are used in practical situations to represent the present conditions, the transition process, and the resulting conditions. The transition matrix represented by T shows the process of change from one state to another. The columns of the transition matrix represent the start point and should always add to 1 or 100%. Please highlight that, that's an important line. The rows of the transition matrix represent the end/finishing point. Let's now make sense of everything we've read here by going through this example, which is VCAR 2018 Northern Hemisphere Paper 1 Question 3. It says, market research into where people buy their milk shows that each week 20% of those who buy at the supermarket will change to the milk bar in the following week, and 15% of those who buy at the milk bar change to the supermarket in the following week. All other shoppers remain at their chosen purchase place. The information can be represented in the diagram below. So let's just kind of understand what this diagram here is showing us. So as you can see, 20% of those who buy at the supermarket will change to the milk bar in the following week. So if I start at the supermarket, as you can see, 20% of those are now going to go to the milk bar. So 20% are moving from the supermarket to the milk bar in the following week. Now, if 20% are changing, that means that 80% is staying the same. All right, so 80% of those who go to the supermarket return to the supermarket. And that's why we've got this line here. Let's now keep reading. What else are we told? We're told that 15% of those who buy at the milk bar change to the supermarket in the following week. So those who begin at the milk bar, 15% of those are going to go to the supermarket. And again, I'll grab another color here. If 15% are moving from the milk bar to the supermarket, that means that 85% who attended the milk bar return to the milk bar in the following week. And that's exactly what this important line tells us here. 15% move from the milk bar to the supermarket, therefore 85% stay at the milk bar, and etc. All right, now let's see if we can create a transition matrix which represents this information here. Okay, so the first things first, and that is, as we see here, if I start at the supermarket, how many return to the supermarket? So this SS here, how many go from the supermarket to the supermarket? And that's going to be 80%, so 0.8. And then I'll grab another color here. How many begin at the supermarket and make their way to the milk bar? So supermarket to milk bar, that's going to be 0.2. Very important that you recognize here that if you add the columns, it will add to 1. And that's what we were told up here. If you add the columns, it will add to 1. It has to add up to 100%. And that's exactly what happens here. So if you want to, we can just come here, I'll grab a black, and you can see that if you were to add this up, you're going to end up with a 1, which means 100%. All right, what else are we told here? Well, what happens if you begin at the milk bar and go to the supermarket? So milk bar to supermarket, you can see that that's 0.15. Milk bar to supermarket, 0.15. And what about milk bar to milk bar? So those who begin at the milk bar and return to the milk bar the following week, that's going to be 85. So it's really hard to write here. 0.85. Perfect. And again, 0.15 plus 0.85 is going to be equal to, when you add them up, 1. So really important that you recognize that when you add the columns of a transition matrix, it will add to 1. And that is how you make sense of all of this. Hopefully this example has kind of clarified and you can now understand what a transition matrix is.